Maya Angelou, depicted with outstretched arms in front of a flying bird and sunrise, is a celebrated writer, performer, and social activist. She gained international prominence after the publication of her autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Angelou's recital of On the Pulse of the Morning at President Clinton's 1992 inauguration marked the first time an African-American woman presented a poem at a presidential inauguration.
Dr. Sally Ride, the second figure in the Women's History Quarter series, was a physicist, astronaut, educator, and the first woman in space. Inspired by her quote, "But when I wasn't working, I was usually at a window looking down at Earth," the quarter depicts Ride sitting next to a space shuttle window.
The next quarter portrays Wilma Mankiller. Here she is intently observing the horizon wrapped in a traditional shawl with the Cherokee Nation's seven-pointed star symbol to her left. The last name Mankiller refers to a person who watches over the Cherokee people and village. She was later elected as principal chief of the Cherokee Nation in 1985. Mankiller gained national recognition for her social justice efforts, culminating in the Presidential Medal of Freedom awarded by President Clinton in 1998. Nina Otero Warren, a leader in New Mexico's suffrage movement, emphasized the importance of bilingual education for the Hispanic population. She is commemorated on the 4th Women's History Quarter with 3 yucca flowers and the inscription Voto para la Mujer, which means votes for women in English.
Quarter number 5 celebrates Anna May Wong, the first Chinese-American film star in Hollywood. Known as an accomplished international actor, fashion icon, and advocate for Asian American representation in film, Wong's legacy was highlighted in the 2020 Netflix miniseries Hollywood, earning national acclaim. She continues to inspire actors and filmmakers today.
The 2023 series commenced with Bessie Coleman depicted in a leather flying helmet, reaching towards the clouds with a flying biplane in the background, alongside the inscription of her international pilot's license date of 6/15/1921. Bessie Coleman was the first African-American and Native American woman licensed as a pilot and left a lasting mark as an aviation pioneer.
Edith Kanakaole is depicted with a Hawaiian head wreath melding into her hair amid an island landscape. This imagery symbolizes her cultural preservation efforts. The inscription on the quarter, Iho Ma'i Ka Ike, translates to granting wisdom, speaking to her roles as an indigenous composer. She was dedicated to preserving Native traditions and the environment.
Eleanor Roosevelt was one of our most active and influential First Ladies, and she was also a member of the first delegation to the UN. Roosevelt stands by the scales of justice on the quarter, accompanied by the globe and the inscription Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Jovita Idar, a Mexican journalist, was ahead of her time in ideas and practices. She dedicated her life to championing and advancing the rights of Mexican Americans. She is represented on this coin with inscriptions representing the causes that she advocated for. Maria Tallchief, spotlighted here in balletic pose, exemplifies the fusion of American and Osage cultures. She was an esteemed professional dancer and America's first prima ballerina to train under Balanchine. She is widely regarded as our country's most influential ballerina of all time. Tallchief's legacy continues to inspire artists and filmmakers today.
The first quarter, issued in 2024, honors Reverend Dr. Polly Murray, a multifaceted advocate for civil rights and gender equality. Murray's portrait inside the letters Hope, alongside her quote, "A song in a weary throat," embodies her enduring legacy as a tireless champion for justice.
Representative Patsy Takemoto Mink's depiction outside the Capitol building with a copy of Title IX signifies her pioneering efforts for equal education opportunities. As the first woman of color elected to Congress in 1967, Mink's legacy resonates in her dedication to equity and inclusion. She is seen wearing a flower lei to honor her Hawaiian roots. Celia Cruz, a Cuban-American cultural icon and renowned singer, is depicted joyfully performing with a microphone surrounded by her signature phrase, azúcar, which means sugar in English, symbolizing her tribute to African slaves and their labor on Cuba's sugar plantations.
Quarter number 14 commemorates Mary Edwards Walker, one of only 8 civilians to receive the Medal of Honor. As a Civil War surgeon and suffragist, Walker's enduring legacy embodies her dedication to humanitarianism and women's rights.
The final quarter of the year features Sikala Sa. Here she is in traditional Yankton Sioux attire. She is represented alongside a stylized sun, which represents the Sundance opera that she wrote and directed in 1913, and a red cardinal, which symbolizes her name, as Sikala Sa means red bird. Sikala Sa's legacy as a writer, composer, and educator endures to this day.